Florentino Pérez had just been re-elected last year, so when he suddenly called a press conference, people thought it was about his resignation after a failed season, maybe Mourinho's announcement, or a Vinicius or Mbappe exit. Instead, Perez moved the whole club into campaign mode almost overnight, and that is the strange part. Why call a new election when you already have the mandate? Chapter 1. Enemies circling. Florentino Pérez had just been re-elected with a mandate running until 2029, so he did not need to go back to the members this soon. So why this move? Reports say Perez received strong information that a new opposition group was forming against him and preparing for the next presidential cycle. But the danger was not just another candidate. The bigger fear was what a new president could do to Real Madrid's ownership future. That is why Perez kept repeating one message: Madrid must stay in the hands of the socios, the club's official members who vote for the president and represent the club's ownership model. His plan is to create a new business model where the socios keep majority control while the club protects itself from one rich investor, private fund, or outside group taking over. Public reports say this model could allow a small outside stake, but the socios would still remain in control. An insider source says 2028 is the key year for that plan. At the same time, Perez may want the next leader to come from his own circle, not from the opposition. His favourites are José Ángel Sánchez, Madrid's longtime general director, and Anas Lagrari, the Super League-linked financier in Perez's circle. So Perez may be protecting two things at once: Real Madrid's traditional member-owned model and his own succession plan. Chapter 2. How can you become Real Madrid president? In reality, the rules make it very hard. First, you must be a Spanish citizen. You must be an adult with legal capacity. You must also be fully up to date with your duties to the club, meaning no unpaid obligations or problems with your member status. Then comes the big one. You need at least 20 straight years as a Real Madrid socio. Not 5 years, not 10 years, 20 years without interruption. And even that is not enough. The candidate and his board must provide a bank guarantee worth 15% of the club's budget. Right now, that number is reported to be around 187 million euros. That is because Madrid's budget is over 1 billion euros, and the guarantee cannot be backed by random company money. It has to be backed by personal assets. That means the candidate must prove he and his team have the real wealth to cover it. So yes, Real Madrid belongs to the socios, but becoming president is a different story. So who can actually challenge Perez? Candidate 1, Enrique Riquelme. During the press conference, Perez never named him directly, but when he referred to a possible rival with a Mexican or Latin American accent, many read it as a clear nod toward Riquelme. And Riquelme is not an outsider. He nearly entered the presidential race in 2021, and his Cox Energy ties give him serious business links in Mexico. After the press conference fiasco, Riquelme spoke to El País and sent a public letter to Perez. In that letter, he was respectful. He praised Perez's record. He said Perez had made Madrid stronger, more independent, and more respected. But the message underneath was clear. While he was asking for time, he also said he meets the financial and membership requirements to run. His message is simple: a new era after Perez, less power around one man, a more modern club structure, and maybe a football project built around a huge name like Jurgen Klopp. The rumor is that Riquelme could present Klopp as the dream coaching idea, especially after reports that Klopp was not part of Perez's plan and had already pushed back against Madrid speculation. For many Madridistas, Klopp was the fantasy option. So if Riquelme could even create the impression of Klopp's support, let alone a public endorsement, the campaign would suddenly feel much bigger, much faster. Rumors also claim that two Madrid legends, Raúl and Iker Casillas, are leaning toward Riquelme. Both legends still carry enormous weight inside the club's identity. Especially for many Spanish socios, they represent the old Madrid soul, the dressing room culture, and a more familiar version of the club. But Riquelme's campaign has several flaws. First, timing. Perez forced him to move earlier than expected. If Riquelme was building for a later election, he now has to prove everything fast. Second, trust. Madridistas may fear private capital, business interests, or a future sales-style model. That does not mean Riquelme wants to sell Real Madrid, but that is what Perez's side is accusing him of. There's also that old photo with Messi. It may mean nothing in real life, but in Madrid politics, even a harmless photo can become ammunition. So Riquelme has to say three things clearly. I will not sell Real Madrid. I will not weaken the socios. I will not turn Madrid into a corporate asset. Candidate 2. Eugenio Martinez Bravo. He is not as powerful as Perez, he is not as flashy as Riquelme, but he matters because he represents the older anti-Perez opposition inside Madridismo. Martinez Bravo has been linked before to Plataforma Blanca, a group that pushed for more democracy and transparency at Real Madrid. He also tried to challenge Perez-era politics in the past, but like many others, he struggled with the huge financial guarantee. His message is more institutional, more power for socios, more transparency, more academy influence, more Spanish identity in the squad, less control in the hands of one president. That makes him different from Riquelme. Riquelme looks like the big disruption candidate. Martinez Bravo looks more like the man who could help unite the opposition. He may not be the headline candidate, but he could decide whether the opposition stays divided or becomes dangerous. Candidate 3, Rafael Nadal. Nadal has said before that becoming Real Madrid president one day would be a beautiful and exciting challenge. He has also praised Florentino Pérez many times, which makes him different from Riquelme or Martinez Bravo. He has the image, respect, and the winning mentality. He also has the kind of global name that would instantly calm many Madridistas. With Nadal's status and network, money also wouldn't be an issue. Nadal may not be the obvious candidate today, but if this Madrid election keeps getting louder, his role could change quickly. He may decide to run himself, or he could become the dream name Perez uses to make succession feel safe, popular, and almost impossible for fans to reject. The final candidate, Florentino Pérez. He built the modern Real Madrid empire. He turned the club into a global business giant. He helped deliver Champions League dominance, and he protected Madrid's place at the very top of world football. His message to socios would be clear: I built this machine, I know how to protect it. If Perez had to fight a real campaign, rumours say he could build it around 3 ideas: Mourinho's return, Toni Kroos in a key sporting role, and his old favourite weapon, Galactico's signings. Of course, none of this is confirmed yet, but the message would be clear: Perez is out to shut down every voice of dissent. If you think Perez should stay, say why below. If you think Madrid needs a new era, name your candidate. Like, subscribe, and watch the next video, because this election could decide who controls Real Madrid's future after Florentino Pérez.
Hey fam, this is your chance to build the jersey collection you've been waiting for. The Goal 90 bundle deal is live. Buy 2 jerseys and get 10% off. Buy 3 and get 15% off. Buy 4 and get a massive 25% off. Club kits, country kits, retro classics, pick your favourites and save big. And yes, every order comes with free worldwide shipping. The deal runs only until the end of May. Goal 90 bundle deal. Buy more, save more. Shop now at Goal 90 Shop.